This organizational structures depends upon the size of that particular company or the organization. They don't adopt this particular organizational structures, but still that will give a very good results or the benefits, and that manager will be looking after that and will be the overall head of that particular department. So here only these people will be concentrating on their particular department, so they will not be having any knowledge about the other department. Hi and a warm welcome to you all, dear students. I, George Lime, Commerce Faculty, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Dear students, today we shall take up session 1 for Unit 4, that is Organization Structure. So Unit 4, it is of Organizational Structure. So in this, we shall understand the various concepts related to organizational structure. Now, first and foremost, it says if you want to run or efficiently, if you want to run a business, then it says you need to implement some of the organizational structures that is in the workplace. So it is very, very important and part of every organization that every organization wants to run smoothly, and it has to do its work very efficiently and more effectively, and that is possible only when you implement, that is, the structures in that organization, right? Or we call it as organizational structures in the workplace. Now, this organizational structures depends upon the size of that particular company or the organization and how it operates because some structures will be very much beneficial or it will be very useful than others. So that is why it says it depends upon the size and the nature of the organization or the company as well as the way it operates. And also it says that you should know how your company is operating. So knowing how your company is operating surely will help you to perform. It will surely help you to perform in line with what expectation of yours, as well as it helps you to become the better employee overall. So this organization structure is very, very important on every organization or a company, because it says surely you will come to know how your company is operating, how it is been working on, right? And surely it will help you to perform various activities that is in line with what you want to achieve or what is your expectations. And also surely it helps you to become a very good employee in the overall organization. Now this organizational structure details, it says how certain activities have been delegated towards achieving an organizational goals. So the definition of this particular organizational structure says it will tell you, or certainly it will tell you that how all the activities have been delegated, put together, right, in order to achieve the goals or the organizational goals. And surely it will say that the employee's role is very, very important, and also the responsibilities, various responsibilities in that particular company. So this organizational structure, surely it will tell you what are the roles of the employees who are working in that particular organization, and what are the various responsibilities within that particular company an employee has. And more the authority employees have, the higher that is up they will be on the organization structure. So when you have or when you give more authority to the employees, automatically they will also be in a higher position, and that will be able to, and you can see that you will be able to put up the organizational structure in that way. In addition, the more organized structure is, more efficiently a company operates. So when you see that when there is organized structure, that will be where that particular company or the organization, surely it will help you to run or to operate in a more efficient manner or in a more effective manner. Now, coming to the types of organizational structures, students, it says there are 4 types of organizational structures. So first we have the functional structures, second we have the Flachery structures, matrix structures, third one, and fourth one is the divisional structures. So I'll repeat, the first is functional structures, second is Flachery structures, third is matrix structures, and fourth one is divisional structures. Now it says though all businesses use these organizational structures, those who do not can reap several benefits. So it says that all the business may not be using this particular organizational structures, right? And those can do or they can reap several benefits. Even though if some of the organization they don't adopt this particular organizational structures, but still that will give a very good results or the benefits. And what are some of the benefits of implementing these structures in your company? So even though some of the companies then don't undertake or they don't establish this particular organizational structures, but still those companies which establishes the organizational structure, surely it will have a greater impact on that particular company or that particular organization with lot of benefits. Now, which are the benefits that particular company is having which is implementing this organizational structures? First one is faster decision making. So when you have an organizational structure, it is very easy and it help you out to decide very quickly whatever the decision you need to take, so that decision can be taken in a very quicker manner or in a faster manner. Second is multiple business locations. So you can take lot of or you can establish lot of business organization or your company can be established in different locations when there is organizational structure. Then third is improved operating efficiencies. So you can see lot of efficiency and effectiveness in the operating level, right? Then greater employee performance. The employees will be performing to the good extent or they'll be doing their work to the maximum and giving their hard work or putting the hard work. Then eliminating the duplication of work. Surely the duplication of the work will be reduced or it will be eliminated, because once there is organized structure, it will see that the duplication of work has been deleted or it is eliminated. Then reduced employees conflicts. So if there is any conflict takes place between the employees, then that also will be taken away or it will be reduced or minimized, and you can have a very better communication between the employees and between the superior and the subordinates. Now there are 4 types of organizational structure as I told you. Now understanding how they work and what is their benefits and what are the drawbacks surely will help you. That will help you to take informed decision or judgments as to which to implement in your workplace. So here there are 4 important types of organizational structures. Now first and foremost you need to understand that how they work upon. What is their nature of work, right? How it works and what are the benefits. If you implement that in your organization or in your company, what are the benefits you get for your company and what are their drawbacks, means the disadvantages or the demerits of that particular organization structures. Surely this will help you to make what? The informed decisions. So you can take a very good decisions regarding which of the organization structures can be implemented in your workplace. First one is, as I told you, functional structure, division structure, flat state structure and matrix structures. Now this coming to the functional structures, let us understand what is a functional structure. The name itself says function means operating, doing some work. So our functional structure, it says organizations are divided into specialized groups. So the whole organization under this functional structure, the whole organizations are divided into different divisions or groups or specialized groups we say. Specialized means where the specialized people will be working in that particular group or in the team with specific roles and duties. So their duties and their roles will be specific in particular. And the function structure is also known as bureaucratic organizational structure because it is commonly found in small to medium sized businesses. So this particular functional structure, surely as I told you, it has been divided into, the whole organization has been divided into specialized groups and with specific roles and duties assigned to that particular group. And this functional structure is also known as what? The bureaucratic organizational structure, because it is commonly, you can see, are found in the small as well as in the medium scale business organizations. And most of the people in the workforce have experience working, right, in this type of organizational structure. So here the people who are working under this kind of functional structure in the organization, they are most experienced persons, and those people only will be the specialists. We call them as a specialized groups. Now for example, if you say many companies divide their organization into various departments. So everyone knows in a company, if you see, there will be a lot of different departments like HR department, finance department, then we have production department, sales department, right, production department, like this. So various departments will be divided in the organization, such as I told you, marketing, finance and human resources. Now all this, each of the department then as a manager for that department. So HR department will be having one manager called as HR manager. The finance department will be having finance manager. The sales department will be having sales manager, like this. And that manager will be looking after that and will be the overall head of that particular department. And the manager here He's been supervised by an administrator. So above him, there'll be a superior will be there for him, and he'll be the administrator who will be looking after this particular, supervising this particular called the whole department, or the manager also, including manager, or an executive will be seeing the multiple departments. So this particular administrator, he will be looking after all the various other departments. So it is something like that. See, we have the executives, we CEO, we say CEO, and under him he'll be having different departments. So it will be the HR, then production, then finance, then sales, right? Then marketing, like this. So this person will be, so here we have managers, HR manager, production manager, finance manager, sales manager, like this. So under him the departments will be there. So all the departments will be like this, divided. So this is called the functional, that is the organization structures. So here the departments, for that department managers will be there. That is HR manager for HR department, and he will be looked after the CEO. So he will be looking after all this particular departments. Now coming to the advantages of this functional structure. Students, it says employees grouped by skill. Under this functional structure, the employees who are well versed in that particular field, who is having a lot of experience in that particular field or area, those will be, or who is having a lot of skills, those will be grouped under one group. Okay, they will be grouped in the particular group. Secondly, greater sense of teamwork. So these people will be having lot of sense or in that particular team, because everyone is specialized, so they will be having lot of ideas and creativity. So they will be having greater sense of teamwork. So surely they will be doing in a team. The work will be done in a team. But there are some disadvantages also. Lack of communication with other departments. So here only these people will be concentrating on their particular department. So they will not be having any knowledge about the other department. Now HR department people or specialized functional structure people, they will be looking only or looking after or doing the work of only the HR department, and they will not be having any kind of contact with other departments. Then unhealthy competition, because HR department they are doing very good, so other department also will be doing something in order to beat the competition. So there is an unhealthy competition. Then management issues will be there in this particular functional structure. Now coming to the divisional structure. On the divisional structure, it says various teams works alongside each towards a single common goal. So here various teams will be formed, and that various teams will be working on together in order to achieve one common goal of that particular organization. Now each of these divisions has its own executives who are the managers, and that the particular branch will operate and control its budgets and allocate its resources. So here this is the function of that particular divisional structure. It says each of the division, now for example HR, human or finance department, like this. So each of the divisions has their own executives, that is the managers who will be looking after the particular departments and that particular branch how it operates, and they will be controlling and they will be operating in that particular and have a control, and they will be looking after the overall division, and they will also undertake various budgets. These managers will be responsible for taking the various budgets and allocating the various resources also in that particular department. Now large companies employ this type of organization structure because example you can see division structure of a car company if you take. So in a division structure of a car company, that separates their company by SUV, electric or sedan vehicle branches. So the car department or the car organization, or we say the car company, so that will separate under this division structure. The car company surely it will be separating their various segments cars which has been manufactured or produced in that particular company. So they will be separating their companies by SUV separate branch, electrical car separate, and sedan vehicle branches separate. And here each branch will be having, they'll be doing their own function and all the work towards the same goal of making a sale. So here every branch, whichever branch it is, all the branch teamwork will be there, and in that particular teamwork of all the branches, all will be doing a common work, that is in order to achieve the common goal. that is for sale, selling that particular car. So this is also known as the multi-division structure. So we call this division structure as a multi-division structure because so in one company, so there 3 or 4 divisions will be there or branches. So it relates to different kinds of what do you call the branches or the heads or the departments. Now, what are the advantages of this structure? It focuses on single goods or a service. So each department or division will be focusing on that particular goods or services which is assigned to them. Secondly, it is more centralized leadership. So here it is centralized means the control will be having in the hands of the superior, that is the executive or the manager of that particular head of the team. Then what are disadvantages? Poor integration with each other divisions. So there is no coordination between other divisions here. Then competition between the divisions, lot of competition will take place between the divisions because I want to sell more cars, I want to sell more cars. So each division will be, branches will be fighting between them. Then lack of communication between the divisions. So because they are having the teamwork, they will be looking after only that particular division. So here lack of communication will be there between the departments, and potential tax implications also is one of the important disadvantages. Now coming to the Flatchery organization, it says or structure, Flatchery structure. Flatchery structure is nothing but there are little to no levels of management. It means the company using this particular kind of Flatchery structures could have only one manager in between its executive and all other employees. So here under this type of Flatchery that is structure, the company will be using this kind of structure because they could have only one manager will be there, right? And in between its executives and in between that is the employees. Like this it is functioning. So this is called a Flatchery because it is a hybrid of hierarchy and a flat organization. Why we call it Flatchery? Because it is in a flat line or says, or it goes in a hierarchy level, and it is of a flat organization. That's why we say it is a Flatchery structure. Now this kind of Flatchery organization structure is used by smaller companies. So Flatchery structure is used by smaller companies because they have few employees here. So in the small companies you can find only few employees of the workers, and though it can be used in the companies of all sizes also. So in bigger companies also you can use this particular Flatchery structure. While some companies grows out of this particular organization structure, others continue to use it. So in some of the companies you can see that will be taken away or it will grow out in the organization structure, but whereas in some others it tries to continue and use it in the same level. Now what are the advantages of this Flatchery structure? Is cost efficient, right? It is more cost efficient. You can reduce the unwanted cost. And secondly, it says fosters good communication. Lot of communication can take place because the employees are very less and few, and higher employee morales because everyone is motivated and it is they are doing the work under the manager or executive, and fast decision making can be done because it is only a small group of team and a small company. But where the disadvantages of this Flatchery structure says potential employee conflicts will be there. That is fights between the employees and leadership confusion because to whom you need to get the orders and to whom you need to report, because there will be manager as well as the executive. So here the confusion starts between the this both, that is between this both by the subordinates, that is the employees. The last structure is the fourth one, the mixture structure. Now mixture structure is a style of organization structure where employees are divided into teams. So if there are 100 employees, they will be divided into different teams, right? That report to 2 managers. So they will be reporting to 2 managers, that is a project or a product manager along with a functional manager. So these teams, they will be having 2 heads. So what is maybe that is functional manager and the production manager. So they need to report to the 2 managers. Now in a sense, what are the essence of this matrix structure? That is, it is a combination of various organization structures. So it is a combination of various organization structure which is of matrix structure. Now because these teams have 2 managers here, now the matrix structure promotes duality as well as sharing of resources. because there are two important persons who are there in this particular kind of structures. So surely it says this particular matrix structure will promote duality, means two things, and the sharing of resources. So resources can also be shared as well as the duality also can be achieved. Now employees working for this kind of companies using this kind of matrix structure will have the potential to widen their skill, as well as they might be assigned to various projects and requiring different levels of expertise or skills. Now, what are the advantages of this structure, matrix structure? It says it fosters open dialogue. So you can have an open dialogue between the employees or that is the managers or the heads. Then flexible workplace environment. So it is easy to adopt anything according to the changes. Flexible workplace. But what are the disadvantages? It says the leadership confusion, because two people are there to whom you have to ask or to whom you report, from whom you have to take the order. That confusion will start. Then conflicting leadership loyalties. So if I am loyal to production manager, my friend may be loyal to the another, that is functional manager. So here the loyalties between the leadership conflicts may take place. Then potential more costly. So here potentially, if you see, it is a more costly structure, and roles may not be clearly defined. So here, because of two people, you may not be expecting what are the roles to be taken into consideration, or which is not been clearly defined, and potentially have heavy employee workload. So these are the disadvantages of this structure, students. So this is about this particular session regarding the 4 important structures in the organization structures. So let us see once again what are the things we have understood here under this particular kind of organization structure. So we have functional structure, division structure, flat structure, and matrix structures. So as I told you, functional structure, it will be divided into specialized groups or the teams, and they'll be having different roles and duties. And it is a bureaucratic organization structure which is commonly found in small size or small and medium size business. And secondly, you can see the example here. We can see for this functional structure, many companies divide the organization into various departments such as finance, marketing, human resource. Advantages: employees grouped by skill and greater sense of teamwork. Disadvantages: lack of communication with other departments, unhealthy competition, management issues. Now coming to the division structure, it says here various teams work alongside with each other towards a single common goal. So here in its own division, its own executives will be managing how that particular branch operates and controls its budgets and allocation its resources. Then large companies employ this kind of organization structure because, example, you can say, if you take a car company, they'll be separating the company into different branches like Sudan, then electric, SUV, like this, and each branch has its own function, and they all work towards the same common goal, that is selling or to sell the car. So it is also known as multi-division structure. And advantages: it focuses on single goods or services. Then more centralized leadership, that is one person will be having control over the whole head or the division. The disadvantages: poor integration with other divisions, competition between the divisions, lack of communication between the divisions, and potential TAC implementation. Then flash theory, it says there is little to no levels of management, because here we can see the manager will be there, executive will be there, and the employees. So in between these both manager and employees, this person executive will be there. So it is an hybrid or hierarchy and a flat organization. So a company using this structure could have only one manager in between its executive and all other employees. So this kind of organization structure is used by small companies, and since they are very few and employees are the workers, and it can be used by all different sizes of companies also. While it says many companies grow out of this organization structures, but others continue to use it. Advantages of this structure is cost efficient, fosters good communication, higher employee morale, and faster decision making. And disadvantages: potential employee leadership confusion. Matrix structure, the last structure here, it says employees are divided into teams and they'll be reporting to 2 managers, that is a project manager and a functional manager or a product manager, along with the functional manager. So here the essence of this particular matrix is combination of various organizational structures. Because of the teams, 2 managers, the matrix structure promotes duality, that is double, as well as sharing of resources. So here the workers or the employees who are working for this kind of companies, using this particular structure, that is matrix structure, they have the potential, that is they have that capacity to expand their skills and also to set their whatever the job has been assigned to them in various other projects also requiring different levels of expertise and skills, they can use it. And advantages: versus open dialogue, flexible workplace environment. And disadvantages: leadership confusion, two people, so leadership confusion, whom to ask, whom to report, then conflicting leadership loyalties, so I am loyal to one person, the other person is loyal to another person, like this. Potential: more costly, it is more costly one, and roles may not be clearly defined because we don't know what is the roles of that person and this person, that is two managers are there. And potential heavy employee workload. So the students, these are the important aspects related to this particular session. So I have explained to you regarding 4 important matters. It can be asked for 5 marks or it can be asked for 10 marks. So be prepared. So I think you understood this particular session for the organizational structures unit 4. So hoping that see you in the next class. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you, students.